Welcome back to Chat Chit. This episode we're doing St Kilda, summarising the 2023 season and talking about next year.
Yeah, well, I'll kick us off here. So, St Kilda, they're an interesting team. So, they finished 6th in 2023, but I think when people were looking for a team last year to drop out of the 8, it was always St Kilda. St Kilda, team, maybe we thought they were a bit soft. Maybe we didn't think they had what it takes to actually go the entire season and stay in the 8 to get the wins that they actually needed. But, props to them. They finished in 6th place.
Ross the boss got them there.
And then they got absolutely hammered by the Giants, which I know a lot of us actually thought was going to happen. But honestly, we'll talk about my 2024 soon, but I wanted to get into their trade period. So they landed Liam Henry well before the deadline, got a pretty good result. Fremantle drove a really hard bargain for Henry, who was pick nine in the 2019 draft. The Saints refused to give up either of their first-round picks or end of their first-round compensation pick for Jade Gresham. I know you want to say something here?
I think Liam Henry is worth what they gave for him. I think Freo they'll be disappointed that he left, but they'll be pretty happy that he performed the way he did in the back half of the year because it means they got a better deal for him. He was starting to look like a player that can be a pretty explosive midfielder and not just a goal sneak up forward.
Well, I guess just back on Freo, he's just another player that Freo just couldn't hold on to. But we've talked about that in a previous video. Also, Paddy Dow joined the Saints. They happily offloaded Jack Billings to Melbourne, who was on a relatively pricey contract running until 2025. They made a huge play for Dylan Steele, which ended up falling over, partially because he required knee surgery, and Dylan Steele was very keen. Steele was very keen to join the Saints,
and also partially because he got sledged by Luke Parker last year.
Do remember that game. Anyways, looking at their draft picks, they've got pick 13, pick 21, pick 40, pick 92. They'll be hoping to do something big with those two picks, pick 13 and pick 21. Looking at their 2023 season, I think they'll be very, very happy to finish in 6th place. In 2024, although I do have them dropping out of the top 8, dropping quite considerably out of the top 8, finishing 12th. It's just sort of like, don't know how to explain it. It's like, I feel like they have a soft underbelly in a way. I'll explain that. I just feel like they haven't got the hard bodies or the hard club culture to really throw the kitchen sink at a season. I don't really know how to explain it. It's sort of the same reason why me and I think a lot of other people thought they were going to drop out of the 8 last season. I just think that's going to happen in 2024, 12th, which was quite a considerable drop-off. But
can I disagree with you pretty hard?
No.
I have them staying in the 8. I predicted them in 7th, which, yes, is dropping off one spot because I think some other teams are going to take some pretty big leaps, especially the two Sydney teams and Adelaide. But I have St Kilda standing their ground. I think they will only be they'll play a little bit better with Ross Lyon being in his second year of coaching. They played like that with Ross Lyon in his first year, and throughout the entire year, people were saying they just don't have it. And to be honest, I don't really see why. They were the best defensive team in the league when you look at points conceded. They conceded the least points in the home and away season, better than Collingwood, who were the third best, and Melbourne, who were the second best. So I really think they're a solid team. And then you look at what they have in terms of producing goals, and you have guys like Jack Sinclair and Jack Steele coming out of the midfield and from half back, and young guys
just to step in here quickly, they were only the 4th highest scoring team, so that's definitely something to think.
I think fourth lowest.
The 4th lowest scoring team.
Yeah. So they clearly have a strong side of their game and a weak side of their game, but we knew that the strength of Ross Lyon's coaching is defence, and the fact that with only one preseason with them, he got them being arguably the best defensive team in the comp is an absolute testament to what he can do, and I don't think we should doubt what he can do this year. So I've got them in 7th.
Yeah, I mean, I don't mind it. I mean, they were just 6th. The team hasn't got any worse. I feel
a couple really big pickups.
Which I think
might go undernoticed.
Look, I wouldn't be surprised if I'm very wrong with this prediction and it backfires heavily. 10 games in, wouldn't be surprised if they're between 6th and 8th or even higher. But I'm going to stick with my guns, putting them in 12th place, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye.